Well, hey, Bethel Church family, welcome to this edition of our Daily Hope devotionals. And I'm Pastor Frank. Last Sunday, we kicked off a brand new teaching series, and we titled it Healthier, Happier Families. Healthier, Happier Families. Now, what I would normally do is just kind of drill down on a particular idea out of that series, but I'm not going to do that today. Instead, I'm going to pause for a moment, and I want to celebrate and I want to commend all the people that have been teaching our daily devos for more than a year. They have been a part of the teaching team here, and they have been awesome, about 17 in all. And they have invested time and energy and effort in bringing these 5 to 6 minute teachings. And we started them again over a year ago, right after the pandemic and everything locked down. And we did it really as a way to help the Bethel family be encouraged in a really hard time, but also connect with leaders and staff, and to connect with different folks in the family of God when we couldn't get together, when we couldn't be together. And of course, here we are over a year later, and things thankfully are moving in the right direction. And there's not the restrictions as they once were, and people are returning both in sanctuary worship, which is great, at both our campuses, but also in the parking lot and so forth. And so pastors and I have just kind of been talking about this for a while now, thinking about it for the last few weeks. And we just kind of feel like the Bethel Daily Hope devotionals have just run their course. They've served their purpose, and we're grateful that we've been able to do them for over a year. Pastor Ryan, by the way, Pastor Ryan and I are finishing on what you're going to be hearing more about, which is called Bethel Next Steps. And it's going to be 5 introductory classes that drill down on one of the 5 habits of a disciple of Jesus. There are 5 basic habits, foundational habits to a disciple of Jesus. They all start with G. They're easy to remember: gather, grow, give back, go, and glorify. In fact, I did a whole teaching series last year on Sunday on these 5 things. It's a 5G life. Well, we plan to package these and put them online, but also offer them in person. And it'll be times of teaching and discussion. Probably next year, hopefully next year, we're going to roll out something called Bethel Next Steps Plus. You say, well, what's the plus? Well, Disney has a plus. Peacock has a plus. Discovery Channel has a plus. Bethel's going to have a plus. And what these are going to do, these teachings, they're going to basically be shorter, but they're going to focus on a single idea or a single topic or a single belief or doctrine to help us to continue to grow in our faith life. I want to leave you today with a true story and a powerful scripture. 1939, that was the year, it was the spring before World War II broke out, and the British, like many, were anticipating some pretty dark days ahead. And what they had done is they had produced these posters, and they tried to kind of plaster them everywhere they could where they thought German bombers would hit. Now, the phrase that was on the posters was "keep calm and carry on." The phrase became pretty popular. Many have attributed that phrase to Winston Churchill, which is not true, even though he definitely embodied the phrase. Well, they printed maybe 2.5 million of them. They didn't get them all up. But fast forward 6 decades later, there's a bookstore. And in that bookstore, the owners had received a box of used books. And in that box of used books is one of the original posters: "Keep calm and carry on." And they thought, this is great, we'll hang this up. Well, they had no idea just how popular it would be. And they began to make copies of it. And man, they were just flying off the shelf. In fact, in the words of one author, this is what he said. He said, there is something quintessential, or just ideal, in other words, in the way these posters, do not say, "Don't panic." They do not say, "We will prevail." They simply say, "Keep calm and carry on." In other words, hey, things are probably going to get a little rough around here, but there's no reason for us to conduct ourselves in ways that bring out the worst. No, Let's make sure that we conduct ourselves in ways that bring out the best in the middle of a bad situation. Let's make sure that we keep calm and carry on. Jesus told a group of frantic and fearful disciples in John chapter 16, well-known verse 33, just before he would go to the cross, he says, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. What a great word. Because in this world, you'll have trouble. Literally, you'll have struggle. Okay. But he says, take heart or have courage because I have overcome the world. Jesus was re-emphasizing struggles are a reality in this world, but they're not a reason to not have courage. They're not a reason to not walk in courage every day. Why? Because Jesus said, I've already overcome the world. I've overcome whatever it is you might face in your life, no matter what you struggle with. No matter the struggle, I've won the war. So keep calm and carry on. You know, church family, as we take some bold steps in 2021 and beyond, as we move forward, I think it's a new season and a fresh day for us. I just want to encourage us to walk in courage. That's what Jesus actually challenges us to do. Courage in the face of struggle. Because I'll tell you something, unlike the British and the other allies forces back in 1939, they didn't know who was going to win this war. We already know that Jesus has claimed victory over the war that we may struggle with at times. He's already claimed victory over those struggles in our lives. And I just want you to be encouraged with that. I want to thank you over this last year plus of just taking time to tune in to our Bethel Church Daily Hope devotionals. And this is Pastor Frank signing off the devotionals, but encourage you to look into in the near future, be watching for some great new content. God bless you. Hope to see you Sunday. Have a great day.